You're listening to Country Rockin with Jay Griffin.
Who didn't see that coming a mile away, huh?
The home of all things country and southern rock.
Hi Willie, thanks for joining us here on Country Rockin. I hope you're keeping well. So just tell us how you're coping with lockdown.
I am, spending most days here writing, doing more of it by myself, but I'm trying to do some Zoom writes and whatnot, doing some house projects and,
Sure.
a lot of planning and preparation with my manager on FaceTime, which is sort of the going these days. But,
so you're still
surviving the lockdown.
Still keeping yourself pretty busy then?
Trying to. I mean, I've definitely watched more Netflix than I usually do, but.
Yeah, we're in the same situation. Yeah, we've done a lot of movies.
Yeah, exactly.
So tell us a bit about where does your inspiration for music come from? Do you come from a musical family, or where did it all start for you?
Yes and no. One side of my family's definitely has roots in music, not professionally, but from, we grew up with, my aunts would always be singing and dancing, and music was always cherished.
Sure.
And so my brother and I were taken to a lot of concerts growing up as kids, and we were exposed to really good music, which I think has been music itself, other artists, other songs, that you grow up listening to, and continue to serve as the inspiration.
Sure.
For my own music, certainly.
So that's good stuff. So your inspiration comes from everyday life for your writing and stuff like that?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. If you don't live it, you can't write it.
Yeah, true enough, I suppose. Yeah. So with regards to the Morrison Brothers Band, before that, was you in any other band prior to that?
No, it was just that. Just
band, that? Yeah. So how did that come about?
Well, I started it in Los Angeles when I moved out there in college. I started writing songs in high school, but then sort of my brother and I shared a year in college together.
All right.
So we started it in Los Angeles, and for that first year, there were a couple other members that weren't the main core that we had for like 10 years.
All right.
So then I moved to Florida after a year of college to go to a different university. And it was sort of just a summer thing, man, to be honest. We didn't have gigantic aspirations, we had dreams, but we sort of saw them as dreams. You know what I mean? It was just, we were just loving playing music together. And it was a summer thing. But we slowly started building a fan base, and gradually we're playing more shows and actually starting to make a little bit of money. And so after college, it kind of became a full-time gig.
Sure. Yeah, no, it's great. I first discovered you, I was playing with a rehearsal with a band that my wife and I was together in. And it just went on to, I was listening to a track through Spotify, and it just went on to another suggested track because it was the kind of stuff we were listening to, and it came up with Little Miss Whiskey. And I was like, wow, who's that? So that's where I discovered the Morrison Brothers Band from there, and I've just been hooked ever since. It's great stuff. Love it.
Right on. I'm glad you like it, man. Yeah, that song definitely helped us out a bit.
Yeah, it's a good track. Good track. So with the band, with the writing with the band, did you just mainly focus on the writing, or was it a collaboratory thing with the rest of the band?
At the very beginning years, it was mostly just my brother and I, but then, so as I'm sure you know, there was another set of brothers that were in the band for
That's
the
right,
entire, for 10 years, the Nolan brothers, Matt and Kevin Nolan, who have a new project right now called Rude Music, which is fantastic. You should check out.
I will indeed. I'll do that.
But the way it went was, for the main stuff that we released, some of the songs were collaborative and we split it all. It was an equal contribution for everyone. On other songs,
sure,
maybe Matt or Kevin wrote 85% of the song, honestly. Or on some songs, I wrote 90% of the song, or my brother. And so, but we would all sort of finish the song, the last 10%, we would always finish together and bring each other in because it's a band, and so you collaborate. But so it was always interesting. There was no one formula for any song.
So what in the process of writing, what would come first? Would it be the melody or would it be the lyrics for you?
It used to be the melody. It still is sometimes. That used to be the dominant way I would do it, and I would just sing like nonsensical words and stuff until I got some hooks, and then tried to write some stuff to those melodies. But I'm doing that less and less now. I think I'm coming up with my ideas first, right? And your titles, and you're writing out concepts, and then you're trying to put it to music. So, but it really, again, there's no formula for that. But most of the writing these days for me is collaborative, and we start out with the title. Most of the time that's the first thing we do, but it's someone could just be playing a little riff in the room, and it's like, what's that? That sounds great.
Yeah, then work off that. Yeah, great stuff. Good stuff. So with the band's material, do you have a particular favourite that you really enjoyed, one, playing, and number two, that you really like?
Well, Little Miss Whiskey for sure. I always, it was fun to say it, but mostly because it was nice to see the reaction of people. People really loved that song. So I always enjoyed playing that song because everyone was singing along more to that song than any one of the other songs,
Sure. I mean, I like Loud Love as well. That's another great tune.
Yeah, that'd be right there up there with them. And Loud Love and Underdog, maybe those are two of my favorites for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, you see, I won't lie. It's kind of my self-titled is my kind of go-to album if I just want to chill out. So it's good stuff from start to finish. I really like it.
Right on. Well, good. Thanks.
Cool. So moving on. So if you wasn't doing this, what you do, what do you think you'd be doing?
Thankfully, I haven't had to figure that out because I don't think I'd know. I am interested in a lot of different things. Like I went to school actually not for music. I went to school studying political science and sociology and whatnot. So, I might go into maybe a more academic world or something like that, but I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe I'd be on the business side of music. Who knows?
Who knows?
Hard to stay away from music entirely.
So as long as you're in the music industry in some form, you'd be happy with that.
Yeah, for sure.
Good stuff. That's great. So when you was with the band, did you have a particular favourite gig that you played or a venue that you did one at?
Probably back home. We had this place, I'd say two places, the Birchmere and then the 930 Club, mostly because they were hometown shows. So you knew so many people that would come to that and say, I haven't seen you in forever, man. And we grew up going to those places. We grew up seeing some of our favorite acts, on that stage. And so to get to play there was pretty cool.
Have you ever played the Bluebird Cafe?
I have not. I've seen some friends go play there, but it's a pretty special place.
Is it on your to-do list?
Absolutely, yeah. It is.
Sure it is.
I'm sure. List for Nashville.
So going from that, so what was the decision behind going solo? Where did that spur from?
Well, it was a tough decision. I mean, but it was a collective decision, as hard as that is sometimes for people to believe, because we were doing well as a band and
sure.
Our trajectory was still going up, but we weren't quite necessarily where we wanted to be. We thought for where we thought we should be. And at some point, I think we all just, music's always a compromise, right? So what we all have our ideas and visions, and sometimes that's how you get the most beautiful music, is when you all are putting your best foot forward together.
Sure.
But I think we all wanted to try our own things without the compromise side, and just, for better or worse, to just kind of see what it was like.
Sure.
And it's scary because, this was our reliable income source and whatnot. But like I said, we've all stayed, I continued living with the guys in the band for another year after, and sure. They played, Matt and Kevin played on my single, One More Time. And so that was, it's all, and I've written with them for a song on their new project. Derek, one of the guys in the band, still plays with me. My brother, when we play shows back, when I'll go play a show, like we did one in Delaware opening up for Cole Swindell at the end of last year, and Truman came and played guitar. And
cool.
so, we still keep it all very much in the family, which is great.
That's really cool. That's good stuff. So who's the kind of, who's the artist that you're kind of listening to at the moment that's on the scene? Is there anybody particular that you're really into at the moment?
I mean, there's not one in particular, but there's a whole bunch of artists that I'm loving and listening to all the time,
Sure.
I made a little playlist called, I think it's called Willie's Jams or something, that I'm going to link to my Spotify profile real soon, that has a list of a lot of the songs I've been listening to and the artists that I like. And some of them are ones that I've written, but other ones are just buddies of mine or just songs that I'm digging on right now. So, in country in particular, I love Sam Hunt's new album. I think it's fantastic. I like what Morgan Wallen's doing. My biased view, I love Ashlyn Kraft. She's got a lot of cool stuff coming out, but I work with her a lot, but she's absolutely fantastic.
That's really cool. I mean, I'm personally, I'm liking a bit of Luke Combs at the moment. I think he's absolutely phenomenal, doing really, really well. Yeah,
his new song too with Eric Church is absolutely fantastic. And Beer Never Broke My Heart. I mean, that's like song of the year material right there, man. That's a hell of a song. Yeah,
it's good stuff. Really good stuff. Yeah, I'm really enjoying a bit of Luke Combs. Excellent stuff. So moving on, let's just talk about the single that's come out now. I've heard it. It's been released now. So it's a great track. So it took a long while to finally get it out there. Was that partly due to the situation we currently find ourselves in, or was there a hold up with it, or what was it?
Well, I think we wanted to get it right. Making the music is only half the battle, right? There's so much that goes into planning the marketing side and, the PR and the releasing it and the distribution of it. And that there's a lot of nuts and bolts that need to be taken care of to properly release something. Sure. And, I don't have unlimited funding. So we're trying to, my manager and I are being calculated about where we want to focus our energies and our efforts. And I'm happy with what we've done so far, but it takes a little bit of time to make sure you really are doing it the best that you can to release a song so that it doesn't disappear. I mean, the wonderful part about, having Spotify's and Apple Music's and Amazon's and all these outlets where you can hear all this amazing music is that great music can also get lost sometimes because of the infinite amount of music. I mean, there's some stat about how many songs are uploaded a day to these platforms. I mean, it's tens of thousands. Crazy. Yeah,
crazy stuff. So this is, are you going to release, how are you going to release more singles of it, or are you going to take the one single and then run with the album, or what are your plans?
Definitely going to do some more singles, but for now we're going to let this one roll for another couple months, and then we got a video coming out in July that we're still filming, but after that we'll start prepping for the next song to come. Yeah, videos, they eat into the budget a bit as well, don't they? They're not a cheap thing to produce, are they? They're not, but it's another creative outlet that's fun to do. I think it's an opportunity to, they're not usually going to be straight down the line for me, the videos, like exactly what the lyrics say. They're going to be a little bit different because you got 3 minutes to 3.5 minutes to kind of say something cool and unique and show it in perhaps a different creative light than what is verbatim in text of the song. Sure. So where did the inspiration for your single come from? Well, I used to be in a relationship a while ago where I think we both knew it was time to say goodbye, but we weren't really ready to say goodbye, Yeah, sure. So, and the song I'm kind of poking fun at myself within the song, saying one more time, right? Yeah, got that. Yeah, it's one more. It's not that it keeps not being the last time, even though I say that. Yeah. And so the song, has a bit of that self-deprecating aspect of it, where it's like, I get it. I keep messing up here. Yeah. But it was a kind of a take on that and what that was like, because when we try it, it felt right in the moment, but it's like, no, before too long, it was like, yeah, we know why we couldn't be together. Yeah, that's fair enough. That's great. It's not nice to know that there's a story behind it, Yeah, for sure.
So how many tracks are you putting out on the album? Is it going to be 12, 10, or where are you going with it?
I don't think we know yet, to be honest. You know, it's funny because like you think you've got, here's a group of X amount of songs you love, and then you go write one the next day and you're like, well, I love this one. You know? So I don't know. You know, the list of your batch kind of fluctuates. So I don't know yet. I think we're going to start with a couple singles, and then maybe we do an EP, maybe we do a full-length album. I'm not sure yet. We're going to take that as it comes.
So you're still writing material for it then? Yeah,
for sure. I mean, all the time. Yeah.
That's cool. That's good stuff. I really like it. The single was superb. I was very, very impressed. And you obviously floated me over a track that you wanted me to hear, and that's superb as well. So, yeah, awesome stuff. It's all in the right direction, I guess.
Thank you.
So if you had to collaborate with any particular artist, you know, who would it be?
Oh, if I could?
Anybody.
You know, I would love, it's such a hard question because it depends. You have people like in the modern day world of like, you know, of who's in country right now kind of thing, you know.
Sure.
I'd love to write with, from a writer's standpoint, I'd love to write with Shane McAnally or Casey Musgraves or from that crew. I love, right now, you know, Morgan Wallen and Sam Hunt, I think, are doing wonderful stuff in country, and Luke Combs as well. But like, then I got my childhood, you know, people that I grew up that I love so much, you know, like Delbert McClinton or Citizen Cope or people like that. That's, you know, not the expected answer for me to give, but you know, it's just going to mean everything. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great answer. Great answer. But in what you just said there, do you write for other people, or do you just specifically write for yourself, or do you put yourself out there like that?
Yeah, I write for other people all the time, but it's usually when I'm with those people. You know, I'm not just like writing with, you know, let's say another writer and me, and I'm like, I don't want to write anything for me unless we're on to something really great. Like if we have this great idea and we're just like, you know, this is really couldn't be for a guy. This is really well suited for a girl to do well, then we'll pitch it. But yeah, I write with a lot of other artists, and I've had, you know, some cuts this year and last year that I'm happy with. And that one artist I was referencing earlier in particular, she'll be putting out an album, I don't know, but she's going to be putting out some singles at least in the near future, named Ashlyn Kraft. And she was on tour earlier this year with Morgan Wallen. And she's just absolutely fantastic. So she's definitely going to be putting out some more songs that I've written.
Cool. Excellent. So my final question, is there any plans for you to come over to the UK at any point?
Well, I'm trying to, you know, it's kind of hard. All plans got halted. So we will see, but it's definitely something I'd love to do. I really would. I have buddies that have done that through different organizations and have gone and played in Europe, in Western Europe, and I mean, they love it. They say they're playing a lot of shows, you know. They're playing, you know, 1 or 2 shows a day, and it's tiring, but they say it's a great way to get to see the world over there. So, but the UK in particular, I've been there once before, and I absolutely loved it. I almost got kicked out of Oxford for walking on the grass, which apparently is a big no-no.
You can't do that. Yeah. Oh, well, I certainly hope you manage to get over it at some point, hopefully in 2021. So we'll hope you come over here soon, and I shall come along and see you play for certain. For sure. That would be wonderful. Thank you very much indeed for joining me. Thank you for taking some time out of your although you're in lockdown and you still got other stuff. I know you're a very, very busy man. So thank you very much indeed. It's really, really appreciated. It was absolutely wonderful talking with you, and let's do it again sometime soon. Absolutely. Take care, Willie. Thanks very much indeed, and speak to you soon. Bye, brother. Bye. Bye.